What's up, what's up, what's up, my friends? Welcome. Get ready. Grab a snack and a bevy. It's time for you and I to have a chit-chat. Straight up facts. Tell it like it is. Laugh till you pee your pants. Cry because you probably needed to. And I can't promise, and I'm not going to throw any F-bombs, but I can promise you'll feel a lot better after listening. It's time to get personal, one-on-one, down and dirty, and have a coffee talk. Buckle up. Let's go. Hello, everyone. Happy Saturday, friends. It's Denise, and it's time for another coffee talk. Happy April 27th, peeps. This month is over. Can you believe it? I mean, April. April is over on Tuesday. Tuesday is a big day for us. Gonna jump right into it today. I've got a lot to talk about. Let me check my so it is the last day that we are doing our Ideas and Super Habits homeschool co-ops. That's done with Dr. Cheryl. And then for those of you who are interested, by the way, in the Ideas and Super Habits program, I highly recommend you go on Amazon and just look up Ideas or Dr. Cheryl Peterson, Chyrl, and check it out. Because they're really, you're learning how to gather information. So like all kids have ideas, but the thought process and the functionality behind her program and her method is showing kids where to get information, how to make it fun, how to put together facts, how to cite sources. And Peter's been doing this for a couple years now. This is his second year in these classes. And it's significant, the improvement he's made. And also, this is a skill set that they're going to take with them all the way to college. I mean, think about that, right? So I really think it is a worthwhile program, and we just love Dr. Peterson. So there's a little toot for that. We also have our other co-op, which is called GIFT, God's Influence of the Fine Arts Training. We have our big Evening of the Arts program. So like all the different programs and stuff and classes that did stuff are either going to have stuff on display. So for instance, Peter's creative writing with Legos class, their last story was about this Lucky Land amusement park. And all the boys in the class got together on this big cardboard. It's like, I don't know, 3x6 or something like that. And they put up like their, Lego bases and all mapped out an amusement park. And they all made rides and they all named their rides. And now we're in the process this week of kind of doing a description of their rides. So the teacher, Miss Tatina, can put them in a brochure, which I think is pretty cool. And then also for our little Patriots class, he is going to be on the stage with his class, and they're going to do the pledge. The preamble, and they're going to sing Lee Greenwood's God Bless the USA. So it has been a fun year, but I can't believe that it's over because this fall, as far as we know, we've gotten the thumbs up on everything. We have an interview that I believe is still pending at the time I'm recording this, but it's our last interview with the board for testimony because it's a Christian academy. And I'm like, okay, I think I got testimony down pat, right? Survivor of a terminal cancer, recovering Catholic, and gave birth to a child that was told I couldn't have. There's that. With only help from Jesus. Woo! I'm a little batty today because I'm feeling good because we've been going out because it's been really nice weather. If it's sunny outside, just go outside. Even if it's a little brisk, just go out. Go out. So what is going on? I wanted to talk about some stuff that is just in general that's on my mind. Number one, I have went to church every week since the first week I plugged you guys in and told you that I had found my church. And we have been going every week, and we even did like the whole we packed seeds for Zambia, and it was, we were going. We had green peppers, so we were like, I had a whole system. Shocker. Shocker, the girl with actual OCD has a system. But yeah, and what was bothering me at one point, I had to tell the lady, I was like, please don't take them. As they were filling up, we were doing them in packs of, so we fill up these little like paper envelopes with, and they seal, and they are pre-typed like green pepper is what we had. And so they want you like 5 flat, like 5 to the side, vertical, 5 horizontal, 5 vertical, 5, because that's how they pack them. So it's just easier for them to be quicker when they're putting them in the boxes in the plastic bags. But I had a personal count for myself that I wanted to do, and they kept taking them like in the middle. And I'm like, okay, I'm not done folding. Like my mind is like, so finally I was just like, she went to grab my tray, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I have like legit OCD. Could you please not take this till I finish my count? Please. And she was like laughing because she would come by and she'd be like, are you ready yet? And I'm like, almost, not yet. But yeah, so we were doing that, and we really like the church. And then we made a nice little thing that we go to breakfast after at our favorite place. And so I was like, yay. So we've been doing that. Super happy about it. I am. The band is freaking loud. Just saying, it's like being at a concert. My husband's like, I think I need noise reducing earplugs. I'm like, okay, well, whatever floats your boat. For me, I'm deaf, so I feel like I can't hear out of one ear, and the other one stinks. So like, in all honesty, it's actually at a level I can finally fucking hear. Just saying. There's that. The social media break. Okay, so I think it was the second week of the month. The second Sunday, we got challenged to give something up, to basically fast from something that we take leisure in and don't even think twice about having that luxury. And for me, that's social media. And I don't think that's just me. I think it's a lot of people. One of the pastor's wives gave up Instagram. I gave up everything. Like, I'm not doing any social media, like nothing. So I did check Messenger only because people legit like converse with me there. So I was not giving up people. I was just giving up social media. So no Facebook, no Instagram. Those are the only 2 I do. So it's like, not, whatever. So I decided that every time I thought about going, and it was so weird how I would just reach for my phone randomly in the middle of stuff and not realize, like, I do that all the time. And I'm like, yeah, I reach for my phone too much to look at social media. And I reduced the amount of time I was on it. So it just turned into a habit of touching my phone. So I was like, I'm not touching the phone. So every time I went to touch my phone, I crocheted. My friend Brenda was like, you're going to have like 100 blankets. I'm like, no, seriously. I felt like I would be. But then this blanket that I'm working on, I don't like the borders, the edges, I should say. I kind of make up the pattern. So I'm not like doing any particular pattern, but I don't like the pattern, the way it edges on the side of the blanket. It's too uneven for me, even though I'm counting rows and using stitch markers. If you know, my crochet and knit people, maybe it's not knit people. I don't know. But I will tell you that it really bothered me to the point where I frogged this blanket. Frog means you took out all the stitches. You unraveled it. I did that 3 times. And finally I'm like, I like the stitch that I'm doing. It's called a star stitch, but I don't like the way it looks at the end. So I'm actually bordering it. The whole thing is going to have like a double crochet on either side of it. Now it's straight, so I can proceed and I'll be okay with it. But it was really getting on my nerves. I hope you guys are doing fantastic. I just want to take a moment while I'm in between like little subjects here. I wanted to take a moment to thank each and every one of you that listen every week. You have no idea what that means to someone who isn't a celebrity or isn't like an online, like, influencer or some sort of, reality TV person. It's a huge deal to get the numbers that I am getting that warrant me recording this. And I, at one point, thought when Peter starts school in the fall, I want to write, start really getting onto my, I'm not writing them. They're literally all written. I just need to do illustration and tighten it up and get it done. But the book series that I want to do. And, I just thought, gosh, I finally have time to do all that. Maybe I should, if the podcast is still not going good, how long am I going to do that if it doesn't? Like if it takes a turn? And every time I keep thinking it's going to take a turn and it's not going to pick, get downloads or whatnot I get them anyway. And so I'm like, here we go. Another week of you guys really coming through for me. And that's because I'm being listened to. And I appreciate that. I thank you guys wholeheartedly. I would eventually think if my numbers get to a certain amount, and they've been pretty consistent thus far, that I may just go to a monetization of it. Right now, it's pretty much, I get stuff every now and then from a sponsor, or if somebody orders something from an endorsement, but nothing in anywhere like it's my job, I just enjoy doing it. I enjoy sharing information. I've lived such a full life that I want to share the things I've done. And a lot of people can't afford therapy, and I can for like 20 years. So I'm just going to share all that. You guys take what you can from it. And if you can't take anything from it, then I'll talk to you next week. You know what I'm saying? So it really, really, really means a lot to me that you guys listen every week. So thank you. I love you guys all. I love all of you. What else is going on? Oh, so that social media break, I think I'm going to do that monthly. Today, I was like, I try to post like once in the morning, but this morning when we were running around, I was like, oh, I got to go home and record. Like, I can't do this. I can't do that. But, I don't mind. Oh, the boys are out of the house. They're doing a Boy Scout function. I just vacuumed the whole house, cleaned all the bathrooms. And now, when Mr. Sith comes home, he'll mop the floors for me because my back hurts. Probably because I've been doing too much stuff. Oh, and I'm doing laundry, which I cannot stand. But if I do it, I can get everything done like throughout the day. But if Mr. Sith does it and I just fold, somehow it takes him like all day for like 2 loads. And I'm like, I'm sorry, dude. I got to do like rugs. I got to do towels. I got to do mine. I got to do Peter's. I got to do yours. I'm like, I can get all of this done and knock it out in one day. But mind you, I am running up and down 4 flights of stairs, right? So it would be 1, 2, 3, 4 flights. I had to count it. Wow. Tell me you're getting old without telling me you're getting old. What else is going on? Oh, something we talked about. So one of the things that they talked about in church was, and it really like resonated with me, was, how many times can I say like? Wow, that was ridiculous what I just did there. They asked you to kind of think about people you've been blessed by that you don't know. And it's so funny because I had multiple people come into my head, but the one that stood out was Brenda Cooper. Brenda is the author of God Goggles, and she also is in charge of the Living with Purpose Ministry in Ohio, where she resides. And I am part of her Purple Blanket program. For basically the recipients are people who have lost someone or a pet. And I crochet these purple blankets, and she lets us know if someone has had a loss. And we include a little nice sheet in there for them to read that we're all thinking and praying about them and that we're sorry for their loss. And we're hoping this blanket could bring them some comfort. And I will tell you that I don't think Brenda knows. So I'm telling her now, because I know she listens, that thank you, Brenda. Because you have truly blessed me. And Brenda and I have never met. We've talked on, line. We've talked on video, but we've never physically met face to face, which definitely has to change, Brenda. And she has really blessed me by just her group on Facebook and her the daily devotionals that group leads, the monthly ones, the prayer group that's in it. And especially this purple blanket recipient program. I am literally so blessed to be a part of this because I find I have gotten so much joy. It's almost like, again, like I always feel like it's kind of a sin that I find so much joy and satisfaction in sending these blankets out to people that I've worked hard to make. And I'm not talking about it worked hard. One blanket was a work hard. Okay, like I'm gonna take that back. They're not all work hards. I mean, I did frog the one I'm currently working on 3 times, but stuff like that. Normally, I would not crochet unless I had an intent for it, like I was putting it out. But now I get to crochet all the time, which is super relaxing. Like it's super relaxing. And not have to worry about having all of these blankets pile up everywhere. I literally just put them together. I finish them. I have boxes from the post office, the flat rate large boxes, and I just wrap them up and put them in there so that when she tells me now, I have them all boxed and ready to go. I'm like, how awesome is that? It's pretty awesome. Let me tell you, people, it's pretty dang awesome. What else is going on? Our hockey team is going, well, that's probably, I'm telling you, this like the craziest stuff that, well, I'm going to unplug. I plugged my phone in. So it's making all these sounds, and I don't know if you can hear them on the podcast, but if you can, that's what I'm doing. I'm plugging and unplugging my phone to my laptop because I thought it was losing battery, but apparently that's just a habit too. Do you plug your devices in all the time, or do you just run that bastard down to like 2%? I cannot do that. Like I'm at like 70% sometimes, and I'm flipping out. It's kind of like the gas gauge, right? Like for me, if I have like a half a tank of gas and I still have like shit to do for the day, I'm like, oh, I gotta get gas. Oop, got a little horsey there. Then I gotta go get gas. And then whenever I get gas, I gotta get a car wash because I'm part of the club because I like a clean car. Just saying. Speaking of, it's gonna be time to take out my winter mats, scrub those babies, put them back in the trunk under my little stove thing, and then take out the carpets again. Joe, yeah, I do that. There you go. There's that. So yes, so Brenda Cooper, I am blessed by you, and I don't even know you. And also blessed that my hockey team is going to the playoffs. It's currently it is up for grabs at the time I'm recording this. We don't know if we're in second or third place in our division. Currently, we are in third place, but we still have a game to play. And at the time of this recording, the time you guys are listening, I will 100% know if we made second or third place. There's that. And I love it. I love them. I love them. I love them. My husband was laughing because a lot of people are like, Denise, how come you don't have a jersey yet? And for me, that is a very strategic thing for me. I have to know like the players. So I have to research them, watch them play, research some more, watch them play, research some more, watch them play. So I have narrowed it down. Yeah, I make a list, peeps. I make a list so I know what hockey jersey to buy. That is my life right now. But it's always been my life. So I've narrowed it down to 6 people. And I'm pretty excited about it. But then I got mad because I looked up what country they were from. It's a hockey thing. It is what it is. But of course, I have 3 Canadians, 2 Czechs, and a Slovak. And so I'm like, man, am I going to take like, as soon as I like want a new one with Slovak, I was like, dang it. My heart, like Mr. Sith. Mr. Sith is Slovak, for those of you who don't know. My husband is originally from Slovakia. He is now a U.S. citizen. No, he speaks horrible Slovak, and he can't write it at all. There's that. It's so crazy. And I want to talk about something that I'm just going to, I don't know. Apparently nowadays you have to like warn people, and I don't want to get like banned from YouTube or some shit. So I have to I have to warn people now when I'm talking about certain stuff. And this is a podcast thing. I don't want like anybody like flipping out on me and I don't want anybody. I appreciate all of you as listeners. I don't want to trigger you in any way. So, but I'm going to talk about something that is a trigger warning. Okay. It's not nothing bad. Well, it is bad, but I mean, it's not like we're not talking about some of the topics that I usually will start hitting on, but we're going to talk about some recent stuff that the current administration, which is the Biden administration, has stated or recently passed in DC. And I think a lot of people are really into P. Diddy right now. Just saying. There's a lot of stuff that goes on that's petty. I mean, P. Diddy shit is not petty by any means. That's just the runaway train. Like, I'm just saying. That's a runaway train. If you don't know what's going on with P. Diddy, it's just ridiculous. And I will state just for the record that I'm too old, okay? It's not the music I listen to. He has a great voice. I have never been a Justin Bieber fan. However, right now, I think everybody needs to pray for Justin Bieber. He is finding Jesus right now. And Lord, he needs to. Because I think he has been one of those kids who once again have been corrupted and taken advantage of in an industry or industries that somehow we are all still looking up to. And kind of pisses me off. There's that. So, there's that, because he's still a human, right? No matter what happens. And we lead with kindness. I do on this podcast. So yeah, if you know, you know, just Google it. So recently, so trigger warning, it's starting. We're going to talk about women's rights. We're going to talk about gender identity, sex identity, just nothing like major, just the reality of it all. Obviously, everybody's going to have their own personal opinion on this, and I totally respect that. And we earn that right as Americans. I will stand by that no matter what. Where I have an issue is when you have people who have an opinion, but feel that everyone must believe and enforce your opinion. Because I don't force my opinion on anybody. You know what I'm saying? I tell everybody, this is just how I feel. It is not your opinion. It's not Podbean's opinion. It's not Audible's opinion. It's not Apple Podcast's opinion. It's my opinion. And I want equality for people. I want everything that you want. I want people to be happy. And so you do you in whatever makes you happy. But this world is turned into this small minority, and no, it is a minority. And that has an agenda. And by that, I mean, there is a minority group of LGBTQ people. Maybe there's a plus at the end. I don't know. Don't come fucking at me because I don't care. Okay? However, there is a community of LGBTQ plus, let's just say that, people who are being ridden right now. I don't mean that derogatory. I mean it. They're being taken advantage of. They have a bunch of people. What my opinion is irrelevant to this particular conversation. The conversation is that we need to know this. And as a woman, it's very important for me. I have a son, but now I'm like, wow, now I got to raise my son to understand that this is an issue. But let me just kind of summarize what's going on here. I'm going to read from my notes because I don't want to leave anything out. But the Biden administration just officially has this month abolished Title IX as we know it. Okay? Now, if you don't know what Title IX is, why the fuck not if you live in America? Number two, if you don't know, then you need to look it up. But it is with respects to women's rights. Women's back, getting us the right to vote. Women in the 60s who marched for a bunch of more stuff. for wage rights and for working rights, and they did everything. I'm not quite sure what the women did like 4 or 5 years ago. They were down marching in cities with pink vagina hats. We'll do that because I'm not saying the P word. And talked about how they were going to have, like, people were taking our rights away and basically putting down men. It was all about what men were doing to us. Nothing about the corporate world because, you know, your coworker did not make the rules. Corporate America made the rules. Now, I don't know if you want to say corporate America is all men. That's great. Again, another problem, not this current problem. As a woman who worked in several industries, I worked in several industries that, all besides nursing, that were heavily ruled by men. Never once was I underpaid, and never once did I get skip bonuses. And that's because I knew my worth, I worked hard, and I kept up with the boys. Period. Now, if you don't, I'm not saying that you can't be in an area where you could have some sort of discrimination, but you have to say stuff about it. I don't feel that is an issue right now. I feel they want to make it an issue, meaning the government and the media, blah, blah, blah. But you know what I'm saying? So right now, the Biden administration has just officially abolished Title IX. Okay, I'm just going to say the word. Okay. So in a nutshell, there has been a rewrite, and this is what it's done. And people need to listen closely to this. Men can take academic and athletic scholarships from women if they identify that way. Think about that if you have a daughter. Men can take academic and athletic scholarships from women now. This administration has dropped them into the pool of what is available for women. Men will have full access to bathrooms, locker rooms, etc., etc., etc. Okay? Men could be housed in dorm rooms with women. Think about that, how your college days went and how crazy it was and what happens currently in college dorms, even with them separated. Students and faculties must compel their speech by requiring the use of preferred pronouns. I'm going to be honest with you. That's not happening. I don't even know what the fuck I'm doing on a daily basis. I'm sure as fuck not going to remember that if I walk up to a fucking dude that's half dressed like a chick and you do you, boo, okay? But if I go, excuse me, sir, can I get by? And he turns around and flips the fuck out on me because I didn't call him a she. Yeah, I don't really give a fuck about that. I'm going to be real honest with you. And if somebody thinks that they're going to put me like in jail or prosecute me as a result of that, you will all know because that will be on Channel 5 fucking news. Not a joke, because I will be. That's not okay because these are teachers now. They're asking people, they're basically making it a crime if needed to not join someone's delusion, their fantasy world. I mean, I think I'm a fucking queen, but if I'm walking through the store and somebody tells me, oh, listen, you know, Mrs. Sith, and I go, I'm sorry, it's Queen Sith. Okay, Mrs. Sith. Oh, no, it's Queen. Call the fucking cops. You know what I mean? How ridiculous is that? I could be a queen in my own head. I can even walk around with a tiara or a crown. But to everybody else, I'm Mrs. Sith. You know what I'm saying? This is very, very, very dangerous. Because if the guidelines that I just talked about are ignored or even questioned, this is a big red flag because we live in America. If the guidelines that I just read to you, men can take academic and athletic scholarships from women. Men have full access to the bathrooms, locker rooms, etc. Men could be housed in dorm rooms with women. Students and faculty must compel with their speech by requiring the use of preferred pronouns. If the guidelines above are ignored or even questioned, then you or I can be charged with harassment. Think about that. What the hell has happened to our country right now? What the hell has happened to this administration? I don't watch news, guys, because I'll be honest with you, just the rare in-between take. I've pretty much separated my entire social media from bringing up political shit anymore because it makes you go down rabbit holes or makes you super angry. And I don't want to live like that. I want to be happy and enjoy the blessings that I have every day. But this is stuff that needs to come to people's attention, because while everybody's worrying about P. Diddy or somebody's new album dropping, Beyonce's a fucking cowgirl now, like pick something. You know what I'm saying? There's always a horse and pony show, but behind it, shit like this is happening. And this was really important to me because I was looking at Riley Barker's Instagram page. She is a pro swimmer who is, I believe, now retired. I believe Riley's retired. I apologize if she's not, because I absolutely adore her. But she had stated on her Instagram, I'm going to read, this is Riley's words. This is the most anti-woman, anti-reality pursuit we have ever seen from this administration. And I'm going to insert in my words, I believe any administration. Riley again. The war on women is in full effect, and history has never looked kindly on those who fight against the protections, rights, and equal opportunities for women. Amen to that. Now, let me just say, the war on women is in full effect. And I'm going to bring back up a little memory that a lot of people don't want to, because I'll be honest with you, you guys know, if you've listened and come along with me, that I was the friend 10, 20 years ago that everybody called a conspiracy theorist. And back in the Obama days, okay, and for my Illinois peeps, when he was in the presidential office, well, he still is, isn't he? Yeah, I said it. It is what it is. It's a shit show. I can't, and I won't even say he's not my president, because he is my president. He's the president of the United States. I'm not that person. I'm just stating facts. But this situation is that when Obama was in, they changed and pulled out a lot of religion, and although made a lot of accommodations for Muslim religion, which is interesting because it's so, and I'm not talking about the Muslim religion in general, because I have Muslim friends who I absolutely adore, and we do things together all the time. I'm talking about the radical side of it. Okay, where women are getting beaten and killed in the middle of the streets back in the Middle East, that they don't carry the same rights. They are property rights. They are property of men. Okay, that is a problem. But that is essentially what they are literally moving in on women right now. They're saying that men, if a man wants to say he identifies as not a man, but as a woman, he is entitled to every space that we made sacred for women. He's entitled to your scholarships. He's entitled to your sports competition forum. He's entitled to your sleeping quarters. He's entitled to your, to everything. You can't shop. I mean, we got enough issues. I mean, for me, if like I'm getting dressed and I come out and there's some dude trying on a fucking dress, am I going to feel uncomfortable? In all honesty, no. I'm going to be kind of agitated that I might have brought a friend and they might feel uncomfortable. Or if I'm there trying on stuff with my nieces, I might feel a little uncomfortable. There's just some fucking dude. But we've lost this reality here. And it's super important for our future generation of women that this is addressed. And the only way we can do that is at the poll. You got to vote. It's super important. I'm not pro-Trump. I'm not pro-anti-Biden. I'm pro-American. Okay. And our freedoms. And I'm also pro-woman. And I really think that, like I said, we cannot have these things taken away from us, and we can't go down without fighting. And so, my biggest question is where are all of the fucking feminists? Why are people not fucking outraged by this? Where are all those pink hat wearing people 4 or 5 years ago? Where are you? I need to know. Because this is serious. This is actually something you should put that damn hat on and go outside about or march DC on. Not downtown, pissing and moaning about shit that we already have the right to do. It has now officially been challenged. Go down there now, peeps. Now is the time to do that. Do it for you. Do it for everything your mother and your grandmother did for you. They already did this. My grandmother probably be turning over in her grave right now. My great grandma probably like, damn, really? Glad I'm up here. You know what I'm saying? But there needs to be this. Because in all honesty, people, I'm a woman. I am not a cisgender woman. I don't even know what the fuck that means. But I'm not. I'm a woman. I'm not a birthing person. I'm a fucking woman who has the God-given chemistry and internal and proper chromosomes to literally make a body inside of mine, a tiny little human. I'm not a chest feeder. That one infuriates me. I am a woman. Okay? I am a woman. But, I understand that a lot of this, most people, they don't care about, facts of the issue. I get that, It doesn't pertain to athletes that up there. Okay. I get that. Okay. The changes were made, they say, to ensure that in the event that someone is sexually harassed, harmed, bullied, etc., blah, 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 for being trans, that the schools have to do something about it, okay? If they want federal income. That's what this is passed on. But because it is so vague, and I'm really tired of anytime somebody disagrees with the administration, the current administration, that automatically that people are referred to, including me, as Trump people. Go fuck yourself. Because honestly, I don't think Trump or Biden should be in the president office. I think they're too old. Period. I think we need fresh, fucking young blood in the presidential office. And we need somebody to clean house. I know a lot of people didn't like Trump, but in all honesty, I found him quite fucking humorous because he basically was trolled the shit out of everybody online and said shit that most people think about. He just had no filter. Would I vote him into office again? I don't know. Here's the thing. I think it's worst case scenario. We have a current president who can't walk, stand upright, come downstairs, or speak in coherent sentences, or keep his hands off women's hair, kids' hair, or kids' shoulders. That's bothersome to me. You know what I'm saying? And I know everybody there, the anti-Trump people are like, well, Trump was a sexist. You know what? I don't condone any of it. But I do know that would I rather have Trump hitting on me or Uncle Joe hitting on my son? I think I could handle Trump. I'd be like, dude, the comb over? Really? Just goes to show you have millions of dollars and still not find the right self-tanner or hair. You know what I'm saying? But I'm a huge, huge advocate for just women and women's rights, but we need to stand up for the ladies of the future here, okay? Our young girls, our young daughters, and there will be so much dispute about this, and people will say that's not what it was really done. Here's my thing. I don't believe anybody should be discriminated upon at all. And I think, again, like I said earlier, everybody should be happy doing what makes them happy. But that shouldn't run off into someone else's reality. My truth is my truth. My neighbor's truth is her truth. Your truth is your truth, but it's not anybody else's. And we have really not kind of lost the fact that we live in our houses and our houses have yards, and we need to put fucking fences back up because people just be like camping in your front yard. And I mean, we have so many issues in this country, but yet everybody's caught up in, hating Trump, hating Biden. Why don't we hate the system that is running us all? That's what we need to hate. The system that wants us all fighting. Right now, it's against the trans community. Before that, it was the LGBTQ community. Before that, it was black versus white community. Now they're moving into women versus everybody else community. If we can't really look at this open-mindedly and understand that there is a specific agenda going on of what are they doing that we need to be distracted so much? What is going on? Because you can't, in today's world, in 2024, April 27th, 2024, you cannot, as an individual, no matter where you're at listening to this, live in today's world and not think that your government is doing what it needs to do, your corporate environment, the medical environment, name it all, the food environment, is doing what they need to do to make themselves richer. They do not care about me. They do not care about you. We are pawns in this huge game. The good thing about this, you're like, Denise, this is not positive at all. Oh my God, where's she going with this? She's turning into a huge conspiracy theorist. I'm not putting this anymore. First off, I'm not turning into a huge conspiracy theorist. I've always been a conspiracy theorist. Except the difference is that everything I talked about that people made fun of me 20 years ago, all is fucking happening now. I was like a huge jerk. And up until like 3 weeks ago, ask Mr. Sith, I was kind of iffy on, what are they called? Chemtrails or whatever the hell they're called, right? That they're doing weather patterns in the air and what. But I will tell you, it was like 70 degrees one day and we were having the greatest time. And we were just driving, me, Mr. Sith and Peter were in the car and we got the sunroof open and I got the big one, the panoramic one. And I looked up and I saw a bunch of straight line clouds and I went, you know what? If it fucking rains tomorrow, I'm going to start thinking about these clouds. And Mr. Sith just laughed at me. And the next day, it fucking stormed all day. I was like, dang. I'm like, is that crazy shit true too? Because, you can only take like insanity. Here's the thing. We can't change everything in the world. You can only change how you react to the world, right? I want to react to the world by leading with kindness, information, making people smile, making people laugh. I mean, this was a serious subject, but people are going to turn it and twist it and it only applies to this and it's to protect this. And that's why I brought it up because I know it's going to happen. And there are many ways you can look at this. And you know why? Because that's the beauty of independent thought. That so many people, and just think if we use that for the good, how can we assure that all kids have an education? Man, could you imagine if we took all this independent thought and asked people how to do that? How could we feed and make sure, I'm sure people need to eat around the world. We understand that, okay? But there are people starving in America, and that should concern you because that's disgusting to me. This big, great country and we have kids and people starving. Why don't we put all of our heads together and all this independent thought and ideas and use it for good things instead of ripping on each other or, going off on each other? I just refuse to do that anymore. I'm not going to hate anybody just because they're different than me. I actually applaud when people are different than me because you had the balls to be different. You broke the status quo. You know, you broke the mold. You're doing your own thing. I'd be like, hey, what's up with that? Like, good for you. What I don't want you to do is to knock on my door and tell me that I have to fucking live like that as well. That's a no-go. That's when it's like, I'm going to put the brakes on this right now. So if we just all like, we're just a little nicer to each other without all the name calling and the craziest stuff. I never once made fun of anybody here. I don't want to insult anybody. I have friends and family from all walks of life, all different ethnicities, different religions. We have two very good friends that Peter calls his Arab aunties, and they're originally from Syria, but they currently are in Dubai, which, by the way, what happened in Dubai? I sent them a message. It won't even go through because this app that you can't just contact them on any app. They don't do Messenger and in the United Arab Emirates. So there's a certain app that they use like Skype or, like that. So I've been trying to reach out to them to see that they're okay, but I don't know that they have internet coverage. Like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? But man, they got hammered with some storms and I'm concerned about my friends Hala and Lena. So if you guys listen to this, just send me a message and let me know you're okay. Because we've been worrying about you. When Peter saw the videos online, he was just like, isn't that where Auntie Hala is? I'm like, yes, it is. So crazy that you would have like millions and millions of dollars in a country and they have no drainage. Isn't that crazy? It's crazy is what it is. Well, that is our happy Saturday. Everybody, I hope I gave you something to think about today, because if we can't think about stuff every day, what do we got? We're wasting our minds. We're wasting our lives. You guys lead with kindness. Talk to you next week. Bye.